So Dreaming Deep has returned with 2 new stories and big quality of life changes, and has now finally become one of the best events in all of Wuthering Waves. I'm sure there's an alternative universe out there somewhere where I was able to say that, but who could have guessed? A few sprinkles and rainbow powder unfortunately cannot make a pile of dog shit look good. So for everyone like me who did their best to forget about this event as fast as possible, Dreaming Deep is supposed to be an elusive realm style event that focuses on running around the map, clicking through walls of text and confirmation boxes for like an hour straight, while trying to incorporate some of the good old things from Elusive Realm, like the character specific buffs. I have played every single event that has ever existed in Wuthering Waves, and don't think there will ever be an event that is somehow worse than Dreaming Deep. Let's first talk about the important thing. Let's talk about the rewards, or in better terms, the lack of rewards. Clearing these 2 new stories in Dreaming Deep took me about 2.5 hours, while using a guide for the endings. And I got rewarded with 400 asteroids, literally 2.5 pulls for 2.5 hours of gameplay. It's genuinely disgusting. And the reason for it is literally just the bad design of the event itself. It's a combat event. You know what one of the quality of life changes was? Skipping combat. If you're a few levels above the enemy. Amazing work, 10 out of 10. Now, don't get me wrong. Dreaming Deep combat is in fact so boring that I just want to say fuck those 2 pulls, I'm not doing this shit. But as a completionist, I'm unfortunately cursed to suffer. While the event uses the same character enhancement mechanics like the old Elusive Realms, the enemies are just easy. The fight's short and just feels like a chore than something to actually look forward to. So most of the time, you're spending on just running around, spam clicking through text and confirming 5 billion things, because every world event has to give you a character that you probably didn't even ask for and has like 3 boxes that you need to confirm. And don't get me started on the endings, Jesus fucking Christ. There's genuinely no worse feeling than getting the same ending twice and having to do yet another run of this godforsaken event. No, like, I beg you, use a guide, because even with it, you need a minimum of 6 runs. And if you press one wrong answer at the end of the second movie, you automatically get the first ending. So considering that this is officially classified as a combat-focused event, you know, essentially the same style of event as Virtual Crisis and Banners Never Fall, combat actually takes only a small portion of it and in itself just feels bland. And quite frankly, I don't really see a reason to continue talking about this. Some little fancy quality of life improvements don't suddenly save this event, and I will say it again. This event needs to be buried and forgotten forever. And Deaths of the Elusive Realm needs to return in its basically just classic format. It is genuinely not possible to enjoy Dreaming Deep if you played the old Elusive Realm, which, quite frankly, not a lot of people did, because the last run of it was in 1.4 and a ton of players joined at 2.0 or later. Deaths of the Elusive Realm was just perfect, and I remember we all loved how much better and better it became with each iteration, and the generally only critique players had was that it only came every 2 to 3 patches, and that it should be a weekly thing. Now, we do have a weekly Elusive Realm, but that one basically has absolutely nothing to do with the original one that we all loved playing. I have no idea what Kuro was thinking, to be honest. Elusive Realm just worked and was a beloved event. So just throwing it away and then trying to replace a good event that everyone loves with a combat event that doesn't even feel like combat is the main selling point of it just feels weird. We are now through with all the movies of this hellhole, and I hope that it's also the last time that I will have to bear through it. Because having to endure 3 hours of absolute boredom for less than 3 pulls just feels like torture. Like at this point, I would rather get waterboarded, to be honest. But yeah, if you couldn't tell, I hate Dreaming Deep, and it's the only combat event for this patch. So I basically don't have anything else to do for a month straight. And let me be real, that feels insane. Please, give me back Deaths of the Elusive Realm. I beg you, Kuro. That's all going to be from me for the day. Feel free to share your opinion as always in the comments and consider subscribing. With all that, thanks for watching and I will see you in the next one.